Good morning, my peeps. All right, we got a really awesome video today. This is not going to be a comparison between a gorgeous emerald cut and a nasty looking emerald cut. This is going to be between two absolutely beautiful emerald cuts. The kind that we're kind of basically known for, and that is lack of windowing and crazy beautiful optics and light return. So what we have here in front of us are ASET results, or ASET results, depending upon whether you're from Brooklyn or Long Island. This one is a 280 EVVS2 with a 1.5 to 1 length to width ratio. The one on the right is a 3.25 EVVS2 with a 146 to 1 length to width ratio. Okay, so this one's just slightly wider, slightly a little chubbier looking, but a perfect, both of these are just phenomenal ratios for emerald cuts, for a beautifully well proportioned emerald cut. Now, I'm going to tell you, we're going to bring these outdoors, and I actually did shoot the video outdoors already because I wanted to see. But it's another thing, too, that I just want to point out. You may notice as you look at the ASET results of these two, this one has more blues in it than the 280 does. All right. Blues in ASET results generally indicate too much head-body shadow within a diamond. So when we're looking at, say, round diamonds or more symmetrically shaped stones like squares or rounds, the presence of the excess of blues is generally an indicator that the diamond could very well go dark on us in normal viewing environments. But I point out in videos in the past, and I'm going to point it out in this one as well, in elongated fancy shapes, blues can translate to perfectly gorgeous diamonds. And that is the case in this particular emerald cut. All right. I don't just make blanket statements on all emerald cuts with over blue are going to be gorgeous. I don't say that. I have to vet it. I got to examine it. I have to look at it in normal arm's length position. And we have our cameras set up to do precisely that. So when I'm shooting, if a stone has over darkness in it, and I go over that in prior videos, how blues translate to over darkness, it doesn't happen here. So this is going to be a beautiful versus a beautiful comparison. There's a little price difference between the two. You know, one's a 280, one's a 3.25. They're both EVVS2. Probably the biggest difference that you're going to see when we go to practical observation is the ratio difference from 1.5 to 1 to a 146 to 1. So if anything persuades you one way or the other, that may persuade you. Or for a lot of people, just the simple fact that one's bigger and not that much more money is another good reason why they might be persuaded. So I'm going to end the geeky part here, and we're going to move on to practical observation. All right, and here is how these two beauties show up in natural daylight. This is the 280 first. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful optics, no blatant windowing going on, beautiful step patterning, brightness and contrast. Here is the 3.25. Magnificent. Something you can see here as I hold the two side by side, I mean, besides the beautiful optics of the two, is the length to width ratios. You can see the slightly narrower 150 to 1 ratio in the 280 here on the left, and the 3.25 is a 146 to 1 ratio. So just a little bit, but we got 10.4 millimeter length on the 3.25 and then around a 10 millimeter on the 280. So it's got a size advantage there. Absolutely beautiful. I'm happy with both, okay? The step patterning, light return, lack of windowing, and light leakage in both diamonds are just total 2 thumbs up. The only exception, which you're going to find generally even in well-cut emerald cuts that I pointed out on the ASET, is in the corners. All right, but that's neither here nor there when you get, when we're looking at the overall beauty of the optics of these babies. Oh, they're just gorgeous. All right, so this is in natural daylight, in the shade. We're going to go in the sun. It's a nice sunny day out today. All right, so I got my seat here in the sunlight, and watch this. I'm going to just kind of move the camera a little bit over here. Look at these guys. Oh my Lord. All right, so yeah, that's the 3 1/4. I got them in the same order here. This is the 3 1/4 on the right. Let's just move it around a little bit. When you got one single source of spotlighting, like the sun, spotlighting can be described in a number of ways. It could be LEDs in an elevator in Las Vegas, where you have a whole bunch of little tiny LED lights. And then direct sunlight, of course, is going to be one of your strongest ones, but it's only a single source of light. As opposed to many tiny little sources. But look at this thing. Look at both the 280 and the 3 1/4 are hotties, and that's because of the lack of windowing or lack of light leakage, to put it more bluntly. Beautiful, beautiful optical properties in both of these. Yeah, I'm crazy about both of them. 2 thumbs up on both of these babies. They're both spectacular gorgeous. You can't go wrong either way here. Ooh yeah. They're cheaper by the dozen, by the way. I'm messing around. All right, so that concludes the outdoor lighting analysis. You're good. All right, my daughter likes coming over here and shooting by the tree. We got partial sunlight going on and shade, so you can see the patterning in the 2 diamonds. Here's the 280 again on my left, beautiful, and the 3 1/4 on my right, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You get look how you can see the pastels in them too. There's the 280 and the 3 1/4. Just gorgeous. This is a beautiful view here too. All right, now I understand why she comes by the tree. Absolutely gorgeous. All right.